I got to do it.
All right. So, hello.
Hi, everyone.
I won't say good morning, good evening, or good afternoon,
Yeah,
depending
depending
on
on when
where
you're
you
watching
are,
it. Good, good
even though I just
day.
did say that. So, I'm
Yeah,
Kelly, and
I'm Brad. Hi.
is Brad, and we are from Cooper-Siegel Community Library, and this is our weekly check-in to let you know the kinds of
Media chat.
media chat, like cool stuff that we are listening to and watching and reading a little bit. So hopefully you enjoyed the last one, which was our very first one. I don't know if this one will be any more polished, but
Yeah,
it'll
so
be
far so
fun.
good.
Yeah.
I
So
don't have a hat on today. That's
no,
exciting.
no, we get to see your long, both of us have long hair.
Yeah,
I
it's getting out
actually
of
thought
control.
that the library should do like a track Brad and Kelly's hair um
It's like a
thing.
fundraiser.
Right. It's
Like,
something because like I can't wear my hair up and
how
just
insane will it get?
yeah, like
I
what
think
does
I'm
it
in the
look
lead
like?
though right now. I have like some mullitude.
Nice. I'm
Yeah,
thinking of like growing it into a modern mullet. We'll see.
why not
Yeah, who
do it?
knows? Anyways, okay, so why don't you start? What have you watched this week that you would like to share with the world?
Um, I don't know if we talked about this week. We talked last week about The Gentleman, right? I did watch that. Did
Yes.
you? That was actually pretty good. I
Oh,
liked
I'm
it.
glad you liked it. Yeah, I liked it.
Yes.
It was good. So that's
It was
cool.
a fun movie. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was Guy Ritchie. I like a lot of his movies,
Right. I
and
liked
like
Hugh
every
Grant's
yes, his
role.
character was so fun.
Yeah, he was like cheeky and like
Cheeky. I like it.
very different for Hugh Grant.
Yeah, and the one guy he was dealing with, that creepy dude.
Yeah.
It was like his rival drug dealer dude. He
Right.
was weird. I don't know who that
Yeah.
was. He was like the modern drug lord. He was like a nerd.
Right.
It was so
Right.
weird.
Yeah, it was
I
a
loved
really
it.
interesting story and violent.
Um, yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not as violent as Extraction that
Oh,
I
I didn't.
watched.
What is
The
that?
what's his name? Everybody's favorite.
Quite not quite.
Thor. Thor. What's his name?
Oh, so it's a
Yes. And the plot of the movie, it's actually filmed. Most of the characters are Indian. It's filmed in
okay.
like Bangladesh, I believe is the city, and it's like his job is to save this Indian, like rich Indian kid who got kidnapped. That's what he
Okay.
does. But he's a
Okay.
damaged man, and he
Of
goes in.
course.
Basically, him and like two other dudes kill everyone in Bangladesh to get this kid out, and
And
then
it's called instruction.
extraction. He's
Extraction. Got it.
extracting,
Okay.
yes.
He's extracting this boy. Okay.
But it's just one of those movies, like action movies, that's just like all action. It's not
Yeah.
trying. I mean, there's like a little bit of a backstory, and it's okay, but it was actually really entertaining,
That's fun.
and it was cool to kind of see like a movie that wasn't just like, I thought it'd be like an American movie when I was
Yeah.
watching it, but it was like from, it's like
Like a
there's a
different
lot of,
perspective.
yeah, it was different. I
That's
mean,
cool.
yeah.
I feel like
So
right
I
now
would recommend
sometimes
it as like a home, like you can watch
yeah.
it on Netflix.
Yeah.
So
I feel like right now there's like I feel like I have it's at least sometimes have a craving for kind of just like a fun, mindless, violent movie.
yeah,
And
it's a
that seems
definite
that
shoot
would do
'em
it.
up.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the John Wick
Oh.
of like army
Of
movies. That's how I
Bangladeshi
think that's how
movies.
I would describe it. It's just
Okay.
like random, like just not even like super. It's just like over the top. Like I don't think this dude could like jump off a building and shoot like
Sure.
four people flying
But
through
it's
the air kind of deal.
entertaining.
But
Yeah.
I'll buy it.
Yeah.
He's
It's
and he
like
like
James.
befriends the kid, so then they're
Mhm.
like buddies.
That's cool.
I
I
don't want to
might
give any
watch it.
spoilers.
I might
Yes,
watch it. Extraction.
it's
Okay.
like an hour and a half. It goes
Of
fast.
good violent fun.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
And what I can never remember the guy's name, Thor, but you know who I mean.
Yeah, the actor who played Thor. I
Australian
can't remember it
guy.
either. We should know
Yeah.
these things, right?
Yes.
Um, okay,
I'll
well,
think
on
of it.
my first thing that I'd like to talk about is an older movie, like I think it's like 5 or 6 years old, called Mr. Right, with
Okay.
Sam Rockwell
Okay.
and Anna Kendrick. Yes.
Oh, really?
And yeah, it's so fun. I've had it on my list for a long time because I love Sam Rockwell, but I hadn't watched it. It's
So do
on
I.
Netflix. Hmm?
So do I.
Yeah,
I like
he's
him
so
too.
good. He's so good. Um, and I first discovered him in Green Mile. He plays a horrible prisoner.
Right. He's
Oh,
in that
horrible.
movie.
He's a
I forgot
terrible
about
person,
that.
but he's so good. So anyway, so yeah, it's a fun, like romantic comedy / violent show,
Really?
maybe. Yeah, so he's a hitman
Oh,
And
now I'm interested.
yeah, and she falls in love with him, and then they have to kind of negotiate how that works. But he's like a really funny, slick hitman, and so he's charming, and
Charming.
yeah, so exactly. So it was really fun. It was so fun that I watched it twice.
Yeah. Oh,
So
nice.
that's
I don't know. That sounds like a movie I would like. I am definitely gonna
yeah,
watch that. Is
yeah,
it
it
on
was fun.
what
Netflix.
media?
It's
Netflix?
on Netflix.
Perfect.
Yep,
Mr. Right.
Mr. Right, and he wears
Mr. Dot Right.
Mr. Right. Yes, he
Okay.
wears like a little clown nose when he kills people. So it's fun.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
really fun. Okay, what next?
Um well, let's talk about, like, you don't watch Westworld, do you?
I don't. I know you've been craving
Yeah.
a fellow to talk
I'm
of
curious of, like,
Westworld.
how I've talked to a few other people, and they sort of like the first season of the show. This was the third season, and the finale was
Yeah.
on Sunday. Like,
Okay.
the first season was really good. I don't know if you remember the movie from the 70s. It was like
No,
Michael Crichton.
we talked a little bit about it last
Yes.
time, and I don't know anything about it. I mean, I remember seeing previews for it, but that was it
Well,
for the
basically
show.
the first season in the movie, it's like this futuristic park
Mm-hmm.
that's set in the old west, where basically, like, rich men go and pay to, like, do whatever they want to these robots, like kill,
Nice.
murder,
Okay.
rape.
Great.
Yeah. But the
Sounds
robots,
dark.
like, finally, like, become aware of what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're kind of like rising up. They have their own consciousness now.
Ooh, that's kind of an intriguing premise.
It is. And the movie, like, I saw when I was a kid, it scared me. It was weird. Like, Yul Brenner's in it. There's
That's
like,
definitely scary right there. Yeah.
well, it's like face comes off because he's a robot.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
um, so this is like, so the first season was really good based on that premise. And then, so now the second season was real. Like, the second season is basically all the robots taking over, but it was real bad. And
Mm.
then this season, it's like a couple of the robots escaped, and now they're like trying to, like, take over the world, I guess. I don't know. It's
Okay.
like someone was like, we need a third season.
So this
And
is
they
what we're
just,
gonna
like,
do.
wrote a story that made no sense.
Okay.
And it's just really terrible and disappointing.
Oh, that is
I think I'm done.
disappointing.
I don't, it's renewed for like 3 more seasons. And I was like, I don't think I can
Oh.
even get through another one.
So it's really the first one that was good, and the rest was kind of
I would recommend watching the first season. And it's like,
yeah,
yeah, like, it stands on its own, I
yeah.
suppose. And there's a lot of good people in it that aren't in it again. Like, Anthony Hopkins is in it. He's
Oh,
like the
he's so
guy who
good.
invented the robots. And,
Okay.
like,
He plays good maniacal evil characters pretty well.
it's like you're not sure if he's good or evil, which is kind of
Oh,
interesting.
yeah. So you have to think about it.
So,
Thought provoking.
mhm.
Okay.
But
Westworld.
lots of violence though too. But
Mm-hmm.
and lots of,
We're on
like,
like a violence
it's
kick this
not,
week.
well, it's not family friendly.
Yeah. I don't think anything we've mentioned so far has been family friendly.
No, maybe we should
So,
talk about some.
well, it's interesting you say that, because we were talking to two of our other librarians yesterday who are
Yeah.
children's librarians, and we think we would like to invite them as guests to talk about some family-friendly films
Yeah.
or shows. I mean, I'm certainly not up on like the latest Peppa Pig, Paw Patrol,
No.
drama, so I don't know. So that we could
No.
have them on sometime. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the most family friendly thing I watch is like Modern Family, maybe. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I feel like that's probably family friendly. I
Did you
watch a
watch that?
ton of Disney movies, so I
Oh,
just
okay.
watched The Great Muppet Caper.
Oh, that's a good one.
This is so good.
I
It's
haven't
a
seen that in
classic.
years.
Oh, it's so good. I got the Disney Plus thing because of this.
Hmm.
I don't know if I'll keep it, but for $7 a month, I was like, it was absolutely worth it. I've
Yeah.
probably watched 15 Disney movies so far.
Did you watch The Mandalorian?
No, I haven't. It's on. Everyone loves it though. I
It's
need
so
to
good.
give it a shot. Yeah,
And
I've thought
Baby
about it.
Yoda steals the show.
Yes,
Little
so I've
Baby
heard.
Yoda.
Yeah, and that's family friendly. So there's that.
Uh, yeah.
Sort of.
I
Like,
mean,
I
yeah.
think I thought because Baby Yoda was in it, it would be family friendly. Maybe not.
I mean, the Baby Yoda parts are
Yeah,
family friendly.
they could just watch those little parts.
I mean, it's not like, it's like Star Wars. I mean, it's not any
Yeah,
like worse than like a
right.
Star Wars movie. So yeah, I guess so. Like
I would like to
ET,
watch it.
whatever.
Um,
But
the
it's
other one
good.
officially I was going to recommend is
Hmm.
Upload, which is a new show on Amazon.
Okay, I did see the commercial for that. Is it
Yeah,
good?
it is. I have not finished the season, but I'm like
Hmm.
5 episodes in.
Okay.
maybe. And I don't know how many there are, so maybe I have finished. No, I don't think I have. But
Okay.
it's really interesting. It's kind of, it's futuristic, and it's living in it takes place in a time where we can, when we die, we can upload our kind of souls,
Oh, sweet.
and then you kind of live on in this like very synthetic, virtual world.
Okay.
So I'm interested to know, like, there's some tension. There's like some of the guy's memory is gone, has been
Uh,
taken. And so there's something else happening there.
so is it a comedy or?
No, it's a drama, sci-fi drama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which I don't normally gravitate toward, but it looked
Yeah.
interesting. So I feel like it has maybe a little bit of Good Place elements.
Yes, which I love that show.
Yeah, so like some philosophical stuff, but I do feel like it's got some mystery to it too.
Okay. I was wondering like what, because it's like by the guy who made Parks and Recreation, right?
Oh,
I
is it?
think.
I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
love that show.
And those other shows that he made,
Yeah.
like the. So I was wondering like what it would,
Yeah.
because it kind of looks funny in the previews. Like
I was gonna
there's
say there's some
jokes.
comedy to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some like
Okay. That makes me
ridiculousness
more
to it.
interested, I
Yeah.
have to say.
It's juicy. Yeah.
Cool.
That's
So
I give it
Upload.
4
That's on
library
Amazon.
books out of 5.
Okay. Is that on Amazon Prime, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Um,
so we have like time for 2 more, I think.
okay.
One from
I have
you.
another recommendation of a show that I watched
Okay.
this week. I watched a lot of shows this week. Well, I haven't finished them, but
Okay.
the show called
Started them.
It's called Happy. It's Elliot Stabler's in it from SVU, which is his real name again. It's slipping my
Oh, that's his character.
detectives that you know the guy.
No, I've never watched those shows.
Christopher something. I want to say
Chris
like
Noth?
Maloney.
Oh, no.
No, he's did you ever watch the one with like Mariska Hargitay?
I've never watched any of them.
Oh, okay. Did you ever watch Oh, he was on that show forever. And
yeah.
Anyway,
our watchers will know.
He is a ex-cop that is kind of like lost it. He's crazy.
Okay.
And he finds out he has a daughter by her imaginary friend, comes and finds him, and he has to try to save her.
Oh.
With his, I know it sounds crazy, but the imaginary friend is like this blue horse. It's like a cartoon, and like reality, and all he can see him, it's like a blue unicorn.
Okay.
And the voice is Patton Oswalt, so it's actually.
Oh, that sounds really good.
It's for adults.
Yeah.
You know, but it was on like the Sci-Fi Channel, so I guess. But I've been watching it on Netflix, and
okay.
It's just like it's like really weird, but it's really funny too.
Okay.
Because I mean, he's just talking to this horse and no one else can see him, so he's like grungy, like walking around the streets. So it's like everyone thinks he's insane.
Sure.
But he's also like, no one could, like, all these people are trying to like get him because he there's like some other things, like, and he's like unstoppable, is like he's like one of those crazy guys that no one can beat him in a fight because he's crazy and he'll do anything to win.
Do anything, right?
Yes. And
isn't it funny to talk about premises for shows like separate from the show? You're thinking that is a funky premise for a show, like someone sitting around a board table and going, hey, I have this idea for a show. There's this guy, and his imaginary friend is a blue horse, and everyone's like, it sounds great.
I'm 99% sure that it's based on like a comic / graphic novel.
Okay.
I'm 99% sure because I remembered reading about it, but I don't want to say 100%.
I might add that to my list.
I think it's and if you'll recognize the guy, right? It's like I think it's Christopher Maloney is his name.
Okay. I don't know him.
AKA Elliot Stabler.
From that
he was
show.
Also in he had a brief, I don't know if you watched the Handmaid's Tale. Have you watched that?
No, I didn't. I have to watch that.
He's also in that for a while.
I'm out of the loop on these things.
I don't know. Like that got so depressing and just like
close to reality, I heard.
Yeah. Right now. It's like one of those things that like you're like, this could happen,
right.
I guess.
Yeah. I don't necessarily want to watch that right now.
No.
Well, my last recommendation is another documentary. Well, not another documentary, a documentary called Crip Camp on Netflix.
All right.
And it's all about, and I wasn't sure I was going to watch it because it just seemed kind of curious, but um, it's this camp from the 70s and 80s. It might still be happening, where handicapped children, disabled children,
Mm-hmm.
could go and like enjoy the camp experience.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and it was happening before kind of disabled rights, like the ADA stuff even was on the books.
Mm-hmm.
So people who had a disability or handicapped, were really limited in what they were able to do because there weren't ADA anything.
Yeah.
So this camp was like super, super important to a lot of kids. And but then they also talk about ADA, and one of the women who went to the camp was big in kind of getting ADA to happen. And it
Okay.
was really enlightening. I guess I
Hmm.
just hadn't realized ADA hadn't happened before then, because
Yeah.
when I grew up, I feel like it was always happening.
Yeah, it's a fairly really recent
Yeah,
considering.
right. And that's really kind of a shame. I mean, yeah, you couldn't take the bus or like
Yeah.
get into certain buildings, or even like if you're in a wheelchair, like getting from like one side of the street to the other would be impossible. Like, yeah,
Yeah, you could. Yeah, the curve and stuff,
right.
right?
Yeah, and the one guy was talking about he got like the train into Grand Central Station, and there were so many steps he couldn't, he had to like pull himself on his arms and drag his chair after him. Like there
Oh
was
my
no way he
gosh.
could yeah, it was really, but anyway, it's funny and interesting and historical, of course. And so, yeah, it
So
was really cool.
is it new or something you just
It
found?
is new. It's on
Okay.
Netflix, and it's from the Barack and Michelle Obama. They have that production company now.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so it's one of theirs documentaries, so of course it's good.
Yeah, right.
Not politically affiliated, of course.
No, everybody, come on.
Yeah,
Whatever you think, they're entertaining.
yeah, and they do some good stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
so yeah,
What about books? Just to end it. Any you still reading the same thing?
I finished you maybe you should talk to someone by Lori Gottlieb, and it was fantastic.
Okay.
And I've started the not audible audio book of Circe, um, I can't remember her name, but it's really
Okay.
popular right now, and
Yes,
it's
I know what
amazing.
you mean. Okay.
Yeah. What
And
about
those
you?
can both be found on Overdrive.
Those can both be found on Overdrive. Yes. You
Yeah,
might have to wait for both of those a little bit. I had to wait a while for those.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still working through the flowers. I said Killers of the Flower Moon, not Flowers
Flowers
of the
of the
Killer
Killer
Moon.
Moon. I think it is
Yeah.
Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I said it wrong last time, I believe, but
Oh,
it's getting more interesting. It's just that I
good.
don't know.
It's a longer book, right? I mean, it's
I mean, it's
hefty.
hard to tell when you're reading an ebook,
Right.
but yes.
Yeah.
But it's well written and entertaining. It's just
Hmm.
kind of sad. So a lot of
I
it.
feel like it won something.
Yeah, I think it won some nonfiction prize that I
Yeah,
can't think
maybe
of.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, something. Well, that's always good. So,
Yes. But I mean, I would recommend it if you're interested in like law, like the FBI, the history of the FBI and
yeah.
Native American
Yeah.
being screwed over in
Sometimes
America. I don't know.
nonfiction books like that are so good you don't even have to have an interest in the
Well,
subject.
I don't. That's the
Yeah,
thing. But I heard it was really good, and
right.
it is interesting. Like,
Yeah, I'd read it even if and then you discover I had no idea I was so fascinated by the
well,
FBI.
it's one of the things I find most interesting is it's like the 1920s, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like 20th century, but
Right,
how like things are still like old westy, like
right.
1900s.
Yeah,
Like even at that point,
right.
like Oklahoma and stuff was still like
The Wild
so
West.
backward. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like just it kind of blows your mind. You're like, 1920s people had cars and blah blah blah, and they did, but it's like,
Yeah.
I mean,
It
roads were
wasn't, I
like
feel like
muddy.
some of that stuff wasn't as ubiquitous. Like, yeah, the highway system and
Yeah,
all those things that make us all like many things on the same playing field. But
right. What's like when you think of like the change of the century? It's like, everything went like
yeah,
right
everything went
away
high
to
tech. Right.
like,
Yeah, no. Yeah.
and it's kind of just that like how I'm like, things are like this isn't much different than like reading about like the 1880s or something
Mm-hmm. Right.
in Oklahoma. So
It sounds
I don't
good.
know.
It's on my list, so
Yeah,
get to
that's
it
the thing I
sometime.
found most interesting so far. I don't know. I'm sure there'll be more.
Well, this is a pretty interesting selection of media. Um,
Yes.
and we will come
We'll
back
try to
next week.
watch some less violent
Less
stuff this
violent
week.
stuff. Yeah, I'll commit to watching something that's a little more like
Yeah.
not shooting
This is
people in the face.
yeah. It's not disturbing, but there is a difference.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like.
Mr. Right. I mean, the violence was kind of amusing, entertaining, if
Yeah.
that's possible. So yeah.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Well,
Did you,
anyway, we'll be back
okay.
next week, and
Yes.
have a good week, everyone.
Remember, Westworld comments if you were listening or watching
Yes.
this.
Let Brad know what you think.
Yeah.
Bye.